Hey guys, it's Anthony Bandiero here, attorney and senior legal instructor for Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training, bringing you another roadside chat from Passaic County, New Jersey. Actually, a great class here at a Hilton that actually gave us place for this training, since a lot of government buildings are being, shut down for COVID and so forth. So just a little love to Hilton in Wayne, New Jersey, for hosting us and giving us a space to train some local police officers. All right, so I have an iPad here that I have to kind of read from because it's a little bit of a long fact pattern. But what we got going on here is, the question is, back it up. What are the rules for searching a drug dealer for weapons and his car if he's near it? Okay, that's the question. Okay, so let's kind of go over what this fact pattern is, again, from an officer from Texas. Basically, he's saying, look, we have a undercover unit. It's observing hand-to-hand transactions in front of this guy's house. It's a high crime area. They also got another person who's in the story who apparently is like showing off guns to people. Like, it's, I guess, like it almost comes off like he's just showing off. He's like, hey, look at these guns I got. And also, this guy goes to another car and is retrieving guns out of the car and so forth. So we have a lot of moving parts, but let me just do my best in trying to give you some feedback about really what the question is. So the first question that the officer has is, okay, if we see the hand-to-hand transactions in this high crime area, right, and we got a reasonable suspicion stop, are we also good to do a pat down? Okay, well, so here's our the general rule, right, that I teach. There's two players, right, in a drug transaction. There's the buyer and the seller. When it comes to the seller, right, when it comes to patting down the seller, the majority of courts uphold it if you articulate that in your training experience, drug dealers often have weapons for self-defense. Because if they get robbed for their business proceeds, right, it is a business. If they get robbed for their business proceeds, they cannot call 911. Well, they should not call 911, I guess, right? They do sometimes, but they probably should not. Instead, they have to resort to what's called self-help. They are their own police department, okay? So in order to protect themselves, they usually have weapons. So there you go. So in your training experience, I would articulate, if this is what you believe and so forth, that drug dealers often have weapons associated with the activity of drug dealing. Therefore, you want to remove that weapon for your safety. Let's move to the drug buyer. I don't have a lot of cases that say you can automatically, type, pat down drug buyers. Drug buyers are, not presumed to have weapons on them because they're just purchasing drugs. So there you have. So if you're going to want to pat down the drug buyer, you're going to need something more specific. The furtive movements, refusing to take hands out of the pocket, high crime area is going to help you, previous history, arrest history. You get my point. So, okay, let's move on. Second question. What if the drug transaction is occurring next to there's a vehicle, right, nearby, or they know that this drug dealer owns a vehicle? Well, can you automatically search it? The answer is no. Not automatically, right? You're going to have to articulate, why do you believe that there's more evidence or proceeds from the sales in that car? Was he going back and forth to the car and not driving it, just like maybe picking something up or dropping something off? Do you have a CI that has seen the dealer getting narcotics from the vehicle? I mean, whatever it is, you're going to need something more than just simply owning a vehicle. So what I like to tell cops is this. Okay, I know you have the motor vehicle exception, right? You can do warrantless searches with probable cause, but don't forget that those motor vehicle exceptions are nothing more than doing what the judge will allow you to do. So if you want to search that car, What were you going to tell the judge, right? Think about it. What would you tell the judge? Your Honor, I want to search that car. And he would say, why? Well, because the CI told me this, and I observed that, and you get my point. I need something. But if you just want to search it just because he owns it, the answer is going to be no. What would you tell the judge? The third question is, what about this guy flashing the guns? Right? What about this guy flashing the guns? Can we now search that car for more guns and so forth? Well, look, we may have a brandishing claim, right? Certainly we're going to do. Certainly we have enough for reasonable suspicion, right? And if we engage him on reasonable suspicion, we're going to want to find out, is this guy a licensed, pistol or concealed pistol license? Is he a felon? Is he also, he's around this drug house? So we definitely have enough to detain him. We're going to remove the weapons from him, so we absolutely have enough to detain him, because this is more than just. Somebody in Texas showing another person their gun. I make a joke about Texas. I say, if I show you my gun, you don't show me yours. Those are fighting words. But there's something more going on here. We have the high crime area. We probably have some nervousness. As you make contact with this dude with a gun, he's probably going to lie to you and say, hey, do you have a gun on you? He may lie to you. And if he's lawful, he should probably tell you, he should tell you the truth, right? Yeah, I do. I have a CPL. But anyway, my point here is that's the first thing. Detaining him sounds okay so far. And then if he's near the vehicle, now this is the next question. If he is near the vehicle, can he access it, right? Can he access it? If the answer is yes, then you probably have a Michigan versus Long type of scenario where that's the Supreme Court said you can basically, frisk a vehicle for weapons where that person can go, but that usually means passenger compartments. Well, you saw him getting the guns from the trunk. You're making case law that, in a sense, but I think you're making good case law, because you know that he could go easily in a modern vehicle. The trunk's open very easily, usually with a push of a button, and he can access weapons to hurt you. So I think we can seize those too. But hopefully you're also going to have more evidence at this time that he is not a licensed concealed holder, and he maybe even be a felon and so forth. So now you have the automobile exception to come in play. Wow. Got a lot of stuff going on with this scenario, man. I hope I added some clarity. Certainly there's always going to be more questions and so forth. But I think that's kind of where I'm at on it, right? Hopefully it helps. Anyway, so guys, thank you for your support. Hopefully things remain, keep opening up. Who knows what the future looks like. But don't forget, bluetogold.com is your source for search and seizure training, de-escalation training, duty to intervene, and so forth. We also have some new classes coming online that we're super excited about. So until next time, stay safe.
When it comes to legal training, we're the gold standard. Visit bluetogold.com or call 888-579-7796 today to purchase the Search and Seizure Survival Guide, register for a class, or learn how to bring our search and seizure training to your agency.